Another major story in the paddock this week is that the driver third in the Drivers' Championship is not racing. Carlos Sainz is out with appendicitis, and Oliver Bearman is in the car. Charles Leclerc is starting second. Oliver is starting 11th, the two Ferraris. Normally, Ferrari would have both cars near the front at the start and contending for podiums. With such unique circumstances and likely one car running in contention for a podium, could we see more focus on Charles, and is that going to give him an opportunity to steal a win from Max?
It is an opportunity in the aspect that the team's not going to be too concerned that, okay, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, we got to monitor them, maybe give team orders if we see one of them being faster than the other, or to stress about one of them making contact, which is the worst case scenario with your teammate. But right now, Charles Leclerc, I think he's going to get a lot of emphasis, a lot more attention on what could go great with the strategy towards Max Verstappen, trying to beat Max Verstappen. It's still a tall task, but overall, I think the other thing that could be a benefit too, if Charles Leclerc is comfortably in second place and it just looks like, unless we have a safety issue to close the field up through a safety car or a red flag, if they know for Charles Leclerc's coming home second place comfortably, they could then potentially work with Oliver Bearman, get him experience, so that way we should see Carlos Sainz again back. But what an effort for Oliver to get his first race and nearly got into Q2.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Ferrari is definitely going to put all of their pennies with Charles Leclerc and try to get him to win if possible. But we know that that's not exactly going to happen. Ferrari's going to try to make it happen, but you know, Carlos Sainz being out with his surgery is actually a little bit beneficial for Charles Leclerc because that means that then he doesn't have that on track rivalry with his own teammate that we saw an example of last weekend in Bahrain. So that's something that's advantageous for him and for Ferrari because now they don't have to worry about trying to also help out Carlos Sainz while also trying to get Charles Leclerc to perform well. This time they can just put all of their pennies with Charles Leclerc because Oliver Bearman right now there is basically there to get experience and to try his best, but he's not the driver that they're going to be concerned about the most. So I think that Ferrari is going to try their hardest to get Charles that win, but I don't exactly think it's going to happen because in front of him is not only just Max Verstappen but also Sergio Perez.
That's a really good point. That Red Bull still has two cars. It's not just Max versus Charles. Hello from Indonesia. Welcome to the Grid Network. And Adam here thinks that Bierman is still going to be able to get a top 10 and score some points